Talking with Topher is sponsored by slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com, New Hampshire Vape Gallery, and naturalbossnh.com. More on that later. Let's get into episode 134.
At it again.
What is happening, TwT fans? Woo! It is so good to be back on this October 27th, 2022. And how are all of you? So far, things are going pretty good for me, but I'll get into that in just a moment. First, I want to start off the way I always do. Thank you. Thank you to all the subscribers. Welcome to the new subscribers. And if you're new to the podcast, remember to subscribe. It's the one thing that I'm asking everybody to do. So go ahead and do it. All right. But yeah, you're going to want to set the alarms, give a thumbs up for the videos, leave comments, especially for the guests. Let them know how much you enjoyed those episodes. It keeps guests coming onto the podcast. And by subscribing, you keep me coming back here week after week. So I greatly appreciate all of you for doing that. If you want to get more involved with the podcast, that's right. You want advice, you want to tell your story, maybe you want to be a guest on the podcast. talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. That's talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. All right, so go ahead and send that on over, and then you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. That's right. Again, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. And now, with all that out of the way, let's get into today's episode, right? Yes. So, it's almost Halloween. Woo! Spooky. Right? Oh, man, it's crazy. Do you remember? I remember Halloween when I was a kid. And it was always raining. I remember a lot of rain during Halloween. I think it would just almost it wouldn't never wash it out because like we would get, super upset. So, we'd have to put on like raincoats and go walking around. I'm sure my dad hated it, but I haven't gone even to a Halloween party in so long. I mean, the last couple times I did anything for Halloween, I don't remember them. I told a story on here about how I got into a fight with a lamp post or a light post in Salem, Massachusetts one year because drinking was more important than anything. So, I mean, my life has just been a mess. And now, without alcohol in it, it's been getting a lot better. It's a lot easier to maneuver, too. And I got a lot more stuff going on. And you know what really makes me happy? I think if you are staying away from your drug of choice, your poison, whatever you want to call it, a lot of you probably have noticed this too over the times, over time. But people actually want to listen to you. When you have something to say, they don't just, whatever he's saying, it doesn't matter because he just rambles or talks nonsense. And, for me, for that switch to get flipped and for people to actually listen to me and take my advice or any of those things, even having all of you out there listen to this podcast, it's tremendous. It blows my mind. It's not something I ever fathomed in my life. And to have it is incredible, and I'm thankful for that. I'll tell you one of the things that's really bothering me right now is insurance. What are we paying for it for? We get insurance through Walmart because my wife has the insurance through that, and she has this stuff, right? I don't know. I'm not too into it, but her knees are really wrecked. It's genetics. She got it from her dad's side. And basically the way the doctor described it to me, not prescribed, described, he said it looks like a shag rug, right? So I guess it's supposed to be nice and smooth in there, the cartilage, the filler, whatever it is in our knees. And it's supposed to be really smooth so it glides. And hers looks like a shag rug, and it rubs and it stops and it snags, and it's just awful, and it's just deteriorating over time. But it's something that happens, that gets passed down from family member to family member, unfortunately. But she's always been getting this, like, it's not Euflexa, but that was one of the first ones that she got. So if you wanted to kind of get an idea of what it is, you could start with looking up Euflexa, and then there's some newer stuff out. But here's the thing. It's a preventative thing because you have to be an age in order to get your knees replaced, right? I don't want her to get her knees replaced. I want her to do other things to make herself healthier. But what I'm getting at is the insurance was covering it, okay? So we never knew how much this stuff cost. It's been 4, maybe 5 years now. I might be exaggerating a little bit, but I don't think I'm exaggerating at all. And it's always been covered. She has to get 3 shots in each knee, a total of 6. You can only get them 1 week apart. I guess there's one massive shot that you can get all at the same time, but it'll put you like out of commission for like 2 or 3 days, I guess the recovery is, where you get the one, you kind of need about 24 hours, and then you can go back to life, which is why she started doing the multiple shots. But it's over the course of 3 weeks. So no problem. Put it into insurance. They fully cover it. Everything's great. Well, now with everything else, and I don't know if you've noticed this, but everything else has gone up in cost. Quantities have gone down. Like if you buy something, coffee filters, for example, I used to put them in this thing, right? Little napkin holder. And when I opened the package, I couldn't fit them all in. Now, you open the package, they're 60 cents more, maybe $1, and now they fit in the holder. And I'm like, oh, cool. So I'm paying more money for less product, which I don't know if anybody saw the Lysol bottle, but that was kind of cool. Actually not cool. They're falsifying how much liquid is in there, which is bullshit. The bottle comes down like this and squares off, right? And then somebody took a razor blade around towards the bottom, and it just popped off, and the bottle is actually U-shaped. So it's not actually as much liquid as they're saying that's in the bottle, which is the way everything is going right now. Take a look. I pay, what, $13, $14 for meat. Basically same exact price as I was always paying. It's 2 to 3 burgers less. Why? Because the weight's less. So they're charging you the same price, but you're getting less of a product today. So this is where I'm at with the insurance. They're doing the same stupid shit. We're paying hundreds of dollars a month, right? Times that by 12. And now these assholes will not cover her knees. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. So I'm just getting fed up with everything right now. I've been kind of angry about it because I don't know what to do. And of course, they're like, oh, well, you can fill out this paperwork. You can try to get assistance. And I was like, fill out the paperwork if you want, but just as much as I do, we ain't getting assistance. And I'm not saying that like we're well off, because we're not. We're barely floating. I think right now I'm drowning. But it is what it is. We keep pushing forward. We keep trying to make it through it. We keep trying to get this stuff done. And then there's always something that gets in the way, or something that just will not be the same as it once was. Like this insurance. So the way I see it, right, and I know this was probably already explained to me, and it's escaping me at this moment, but the way I see it is they're covering less and less preventative care. So one of the things I think I talked about, maybe I talked about it, or maybe I watched something on it, but there is no preventative care anymore. I'm surprised they're even still doing the physicals or anything else. It's absolutely ridiculous. You would think that more insurance companies would be going towards preventative care so that we don't get sick. But guess what? That's not the way they want it. They want us to get sick. They want us with diabetes and all types of diseases, and they want us sick because then we're in the doctors, we're paying them, we're using the insurance, we're drowning in bills, and then we have to get prescriptions that we can't afford or that they don't cover, and then we just stay sick because they just keep giving us bullshit answers, bullshit medication, and just bullshit all around. Now, meanwhile, taking all of the money and doing nothing for us. And why won't they give us something that's preventative? She's too young to have her knees replaced. Now, granted, I don't want her to have her knees replaced. We shouldn't be replacing body parts before, 60. If we can, if at all possible, not to do it. But it's just like, what are we paying for? What am I paying insurance for? What is she paying insurance for when they won't take the proper steps to give us preventative care so that we don't wind up sick and in the hospital and on medication, right? There's plenty of ways to prevent yourself from getting diabetes. I think it's diabetes 2 maybe is the one that you give yourself, right? That's from eating too much fatty foods, too many sugars, just a gluttonous fat fuck. And they will encourage you to keep that up. They're not going to tell you that you should eat better or you should eat healthier or how the way that you're eating is bad. I mean, did you see the shit going on in California with the lady or the mother, I guess, and she actually works for Modelo. I think it's Modelo, which is, Chips Ahoy and just cookies and snacks and all this shit. And it was a TikTok. And they were like, oh, no, I don't know. You can't call donuts bad. It didn't go bad. These taste fine. They're good. And they're like encouraging people to eat more bullshit. Do you know why they're doing that? Because they just want to take your money. Because the pharmaceutical and the medical companies all go hand in hand with these junk food companies. They all go hand in hand. The junk food makes you sick. The doctor won't prevent you from getting sick, and insurance won't cover anything before you get sick. Hell, half of the time after you get sick, they won't even cover that shit either. And then we're like, well, what do we do, right? Because now it's October, and if you have a job, you know that October is insurance month, right? So by the middle or end of the month, everybody's got to re-sign up for their insurance for next year. So we're like, what do we do? Which insurance do I sign up for that covers this? At least for next year, right? I need to have it covered for next year. They're like, none. Not a single one of the insurance people, I don't know what to call them, companies, stupid. None of the insurance companies cover this product anymore. They all deemed it unreliable. Now, did they deem it unreliable because it's not doing anything? Or did they deem it unreliable because they don't want to fucking pay for it anymore and there's too many people out there getting this stuff injected into their knees, like my wife? And she said, it really works for me. I feel much better. It is not until this time every year that everything feels a little bit bad. So that stuff is getting her 10 to 11 months of comfort, of being able to do her everyday tasks. But God fucking forbid the insurance companies do anything that would actually help us from getting sick, ill, or having to have body parts replaced. And I don't want to be too angry about this or them, but I think we need to be angry. We need to be freaking the fuck out. We need to be yelling and screaming about this. And I try to do what I can. I can't go protest. I can't do this. I do my voting. I'm so glad Tulsi Gabbard left the Democratic Party. Not that I ever really vote Democratic in the first place, but every now and then you got to go with the lesser of the two evils, because you won't give us any other good options. Just like insurance. It's all the same. It's all the same. We have shit candidates that we have to pick the lesser of the two evils because we can't get a good third party because everybody feels like they're just throwing their vote away. No, if everybody voted third party, you wouldn't be throwing your vote away. If for some god-awful reason we could actually come to a realization that the two parties that we have overall, both of them are garbage, and neither one of them has our side. So why vote for any of them, right? Well, there's no good ones on the third party, and they're all... Who cares? Who cares? You're going to get rid of... You're gonna throw out a vote on the lesser of the two evils, but you won't throw out a vote on a possible third party? What's wrong with everybody? Why? You know? So I don't know what else to do. I wish I had hair to pull out. I don't, because I shave it too low. But, I mean, this is just insane, is it not? Do we not understand the damage that all of these companies, these institutions, these politicians, that they are causing us nothing but all of this. They've caused all of this. Look what they've done over the last 2.5 years. You know, Fauci's trying to bow out. Fuck you, Fauci. You suck. There's still people hanging on to every word that you said out there. They are fucked. They are so fucked. All these morons walking around with fucking masks on, torturing yourself. I had another customer come in that always comes in without a mask on. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, oh, well, I'm feeling a little under the weather, so I would put this on to protect you. My God, people, you're not protecting me. You're not even protecting yourself. You have facial hair and you have a piece of paper over your lips. You don't have it up over your nose. So what are you doing? Just take the damn things off. We don't need them anymore. You're not doing anything for anybody else. You're barely doing anything for yourself. N95, shaved face, protects you minimal, 35%. I don't understand why our government and all of these medical people and these scientists and everybody who is run by the government just keeps lying to us over and over and over again. It is absolutely insane to me. And it's like to say that the inflation isn't crushing us. I'm like, what are we talking about? Inflation's brutal right now. And it's just going to get worse. And then they keep hiking up the interest rates. Did you see this? So the equity goes up in the house. And then all of a sudden, you got your house goes up, your equity goes up, right? And then they're all like, hey, take out an equity loan. Right after the feds up the interest rates. And I'm like, wait a minute. I don't think they should be telling people to do this. I mean, I saw ads on the Microsoft Windows or whatever, just popping up on my phone. Oh, quickly, you got your equity before it drops, take out a loan. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe they're telling people to do this. I mean, do it if you can. Of course, do it if you can. But I think it would be kind of silly to take out an equity loan on your house on high interest rate for inflation to keep going up. Granted, you lock in that interest rate, right? Never get a balloon. Always lock it in. And then what happens when the inflation gets to the point where you can't cover that loan? Well, now you lose your house. So these people, the news, whatever, is telling everybody, hey, you got this much equity now? Take a loan, fix your driveway, put a roof on, do this. And you know what you're doing? You're fixing up the house because they're betting on you folding. And if you don't think that's true, come on. Come the fuck on. I was like, I saw that and I was like, nope, no way. If you don't think we're going into a recession, which is when, I believe it's when inflation gets so high that you can't do anything. And then everything plummets because nobody can do anything. And then we're in a recession and everybody's fucked. And then where are we at? You know? Whew. I mean, it's just been a roller coaster for the last 6 months. I mean, don't get me wrong. The last almost 3 years now, it's been horrible. Horrible. But what do we do? How do we fix this? All right, everybody, guess what? It is that time of year again for me. So the water fast will be starting November 8th to the 12th. That's right. 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. No food, just water. Water fast, 5 days. Here we go again. Number 2 of 2022. Not sure how many more of these I'm going to do after this, but if you want to join me on this one, all you got to do is send in an email. Let me know you're joining me November 8th to the 12th. No food, just water. Let's go. I just went through it with the insurance company for that window being blown out. My passenger window that I talked about a couple of weeks. Yeah, that fucking company, they hit me back, and guess what? They deemed it not their fault, and I promised to shout them out because I think they're a piece of shit company. I think they're douchebags. Because why? Because they, for some reason or another, decided that they didn't want to pay out $185. That's right, multi-million-dollar company that has been around for 50 years, the lady told me. Damn it. I'm not going to find it, am I? I don't even remember what friggin' day that happened. But they're not going to pay out, right? So, I got you. Tewksbury Masonry and Landscaping Company. Yeah, fuck you and fuck them. You know what I mean? That is a strong, straight out fuck you. Because why? Because you fucked me. We were the only two on the highway at the moment. I didn't try to go around a vehicle because I just wanted to go around a vehicle. There was debris coming off that truck. And then my window gets blown out. And then I call you and you're like, this happens all the time. And then your insurance company says that they will not. Actually, what you are exactly what they said. According to the time that this was done, in the truck that you were behind with that license plate, the debris that was in the truck was not capable of doing what you said could happen. So therefore, we, the insurance company for this landscaping company, is not issuing. It's not our fault. Really. So I wrote him a nasty email, and now I'm calling him out. You are a piece of shit. It was $185. I didn't have $185 for that window that day. I still don't have the $185 for that window. But that's cool. Insurance company, again, God forbid, just do a payout of $185, right? So that's the update on the smashed window. My other update on the vaping. Yeah, my vaping is it's doing okay. I just went through everything. I'm finishing up a couple bottles right now, and then I'm getting rid of all the tanks, all the coils. I'm going to get 2 new pods, a bunch of coils, and 2 new juices, and I'm going to have 2 pods, 2 devices, 2 juices. And once those are gone, I'm done. I'm done. That's it. But I'm trying to set myself up for at least the next 3 months. So I think that's February, March, where I run out of juice. It's over. I'm done. So that's where I'm at with that. It's going pretty good. And now, a word from our sponsor. Slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. That's slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. You're not sure how to spell it? It's right here at the bottom of the screen. Or click the link in the description below the video. And before you check out now, put in TOPHER and get 10% off your purchase. I mean, what can I say? I love this website. I love their clothing, right? And now fall is here. That's right. It is October, and look at the brand new designs. We got a Dagger and Panther tee. We got a Frankenstein. We got the WTF crazy design. Music loving gorilla. We've got new tiki. That's right. New hats, new kids. We got a new skateboard with the Bride of Frankenstein, the leggings, the space monkey. Look at all this new fall stuff. I love it. Their hats are amazing. The embroidering is tight. Every single color stays bright, wash after wash. These are high quality products at a great price. You can't beat it. And now you can save 10% off the purchase with promo code TOPHER. All right, so it doesn't get any better than this, but you gotta go to slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com in order to use the promo code and in order to get this amazing merchandise. They make great presents. They got sweatshirts and sweatpants for the fall so you can stay warm. They got a winter jacket for the snow that's going to be coming soon. I mean, they've just got everything. They're great products, and you can only get them here. So go to slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com today. Either click the link at the bottom of the screen or type it into your web browser by using the description that's located at the bottom of this ad right here. And then, of course, before you check out TOPHER to get 10% off your purchase today. New Hampshire Vape Gallery is located at 180 Lafayette Road, Seabrook, New Hampshire, down the street from Home Depot and next to Smoke Rings, where we are open 7 days a week from 10:30 to 8 p.m. And feel free to give us a call, 603-814-4171. Are you looking for an amazing vape shop? Are you looking for a good vape shop? Are you looking for a vape shop that can actually answer your questions and has what you're looking for in stock? Well, you haven't been to New Hampshire Vape Gallery yet. That's right, because we do. I've got all the flavors, menthols. I've got devices, coils, tanks, pods, all the newest devices coming out. The Vupoos, the Smocks, the ULs, you name it, we've got it in stock today, especially our Delta 8 selection, Delta 11s. We got CBD. I mean, there isn't something that I don't have unless it's on order because we ran out of it. I'm telling you, our disposable selection is giant. Whether you're looking for a rechargeable or a non-rechargeable, we've got it for you today. So you need to come on down. You need to come on in to New Hampshire Vape Gallery and talk to the guys at the gallery because we are here to answer your questions, which, I'm sorry, is a lost art in this vape world. No one knows what they're talking about. Nobody has any advice for you behind the counter. And half of the time, those people don't even vape themselves. So come to the shop that knows their product. New Hampshire Vape Gallery, located at 180 Lafayette Road, Seabrook, New Hampshire, down the street from Home Depot and next to Smoke Rings, where we're open 7 days a week from 10:30 to 8 p.m. And feel free to give us a call, 603-814-4171. And as always, I look forward to seeing you there. NaturalBossNH.com. That's NaturalBossNH.com. You need to go to this website because you're looking for organic products to keep moisture in your skin, to keep your skin from cracking, to keep your lips from cracking. Maybe you got a stressful day and you want to melt that stress away. Yeah, they got something for that too. It's called a foot and body soak. They've also got a beard oil, which makes facial hair nice and smooth and it smells good. And then, of course, their body balm, lip balm, and salve are all great skin repair. It's just amazing. I mean, these products are great, and I just wouldn't buy one. I buy all 5. Yeah, go to naturalbossnh.com today and buy all 5 of these products, all right? You'll be doing a great thing. You're supporting small business and buying amazing products all at the same time, and nothing feels better than that. So go to naturalbossnh.com. That's naturalbossnh.com. Go there today. Buy one or all 5 of these products. All right, let's get into Topher's topics, huh? Let's have a little bit more fun instead of Topher just yelling and screaming about all his woes and issues. All right, so this one here, let me flip the script. Look at that. I like this. So this is in St. George, Maine. A mako shark jumped onto a fishing boat off the coast of Maine. The best part, the whole thing was caught on camera. Yes.
David Sinclair runs Sea Ventures Charters out of St. George, taking clients out to
check
fish
this
for
out,
sharks that they then get to see
Nice.
up
That looks
close and
good.
help tag. His 16-year-old grandson, Cameron, is his first mate.
I believe I caught my first shark when I was 4 years old.
They mostly encounter blue sharks, but on this August day, 15 to 20 miles out to sea, it was a 7-foot mako.
And all of a sudden, something took the bait really big, really fast, and he jumped. We knew he was a mako instantly.
It's on a fishing line with a young man, 16-year-old guy, turning the rod and having fun fighting it. And it jumped 4 times before it got to the boat. And the next thing we knew, he fell out of the sky and landed in the boat.
Whoa!
The moment captured by the angler's dad, who was up on the bridge with his camera.
And all of a sudden, here he is.
Oh,
right here in my
wow.
face, and he hits me with his tail right on my left cheek, and he lands probably 3 feet from my right foot.
Sinclair says makos are fast fish with big teeth.
Everybody scrambled, and I just held my breath. I thought, boy, injuries, high possibility, and not a scratch on anybody. The shark was not injured.
With everyone all right, he says they took some measurements, tagged the shark, then released it through the transom door.
Just awe-inspiring to see the power of a fish like that and to be able to handle it safely and kick him out.
A rather routine ending to an unforgettable
Yeah, but he
fishing
goes
trip.
from there,
Right here.
right
my
there.
face,
I
falling out of the
mean,
sky.
holy crap, they move fast, huh? Wow. Wow, they move fast. That is so crazy. And how vicious are mako sharks? I mean, I know it's a shark. It's probably, pretty vicious. It's probably dangerous, of course. But how dangerous is it? Right? Shit. And what's a blue shark or a bluefish or no, they said they run into blue shark. What's a blue shark? Are those dangerous? I don't know. Somebody said, I think I was listening to something. They were like, I could fight a hammerhead because the eyes are over here, so you could like push them. Then they said something about not a sand shark, but maybe it was a sand shark. I don't know, but I always heard that those are like super aggressive, even more aggressive than a great white is some specific shark. And I'm probably gonna get you yelling and screaming at me. Leave a comment, all right? When there's something I don't know or I'm wrong, you should put it in the comments for sure. Yeah, prove me wrong. I mean, you don't even need a timestamp. I'll believe you. Trust me. I will probably believe you I'm wrong. Or I'll look it up and see if you're right. I don't know. We'll make some fun out of it. But holy shit, man. That's crazy. I would freak out. I would freak out about a shark being on the boat. That is so crazy. So crazy. Here's something else that's crazy and another thing that irritates me. I don't know why I bleeped myself there. This is either really good or really bad, but either way, it's not going to work out that great for everybody. But there is a possibility of Biden pardoning everybody. Supposedly he already did, and supposedly we're going to be looking at decriminalization of marijuana in the United States. So basically, it will not be scheduled with heroin and fentanyl anymore, which, hooray for you, because, yeah, it doesn't fucking kill people, stupid. So what are we doing? It's nothing like heroin. It's nothing like fentanyl. And I'm surprised carfentanil hasn't made it on that list either, which is the number one most deadliest drug on our planet, I believe, right now. You know? As for like a minuscule amount will literally kill you. So, and it's highly, highly addictive. So I don't know. I think that this is a good direction to go. Do I think that the Biden administration, nor do I think Biden can do this? No, I don't. I mean, this guy is basically a fucking puppet that they're walking around, you know, he's on his deathbed. Pretty much. But I did want to hear what he had to say, because I do think that this needs to happen. Now, the other thing is that I'll say real quick is that anybody who had a minor possession charge or whatever, whoever is going to be released and have their charges thrown out for marijuana and get discharged from prison or jail, because of this going through, that's great. I hope it happens to all of them. But the one thing that they're not talking about is they're not telling you that, like, if you were in there for that minuscule crime and you got into a fight or you had to do something to enter into a gang so that you didn't get killed in jail and you ended up adding on to your time, they'll take away the time for the marijuana, but you still have to do the time for anything else that you did while you were inside there. And if you had additional charges and you're in jail because of the additional charges plus the marijuana, they're going to get rid of the marijuana, but they're not going to get rid of those additional charges.
President Biden taking his first steps, possibly, towards the decriminalization of marijuana on the federal level. He is pardoning all prior federal offenses of, quote, simple marijuana possession. This will clear convictions for several thousand Americans. President Biden is now also encouraging governors to follow his lead and pardon those convicted on similar state charges. The Biden administration also says that it will begin to review the federal classification of marijuana. Right now, marijuana is still a Class 1 drug alongside heroin and LSD. Which means that according to the federal government, marijuana, cannabis, has no accepted medical use at the federal level.
Bullshit.
Despite study after study suggesting positive health benefits from medical marijuana, which is legal in more than 37 states and the...
Oh, you think? It only helps people eat, sleep, function? I mean, pain? But no. So we're thinking about it.
District of Columbia. Let's get right to CNN's Caitlin Collins, our chief White House correspondent who's at the White House. Caitlin, today's move is a step towards fulfilling a Biden campaign promise.
Yeah, Jake, a campaign promise that he made in 2020. It's a major shift for the federal government to take this position, and it's also potentially life-changing for thousands of people. President Biden saying that he will pardon people who have been convicted of marijuana possession on the federal level. That is going to affect about 6,500 people at least, Jake, potentially thousands more when you take...
Oh, that is so annoying. Why is it that we have to listen to Biden speaking into the background? Why? Who's operating? Who's producing this show right now? Because she's talking, and I get it. Biden is doing a speech, but can't we just represent the fact that he's doing a speech instead of listening to him in the background while she's trying to basically talk over him? Must sound like when I try to talk over them in the video, right? So I probably should stop doing that. I'm going to take a producer action right now on myself and be like, hey, stupid, pause the video before you talk from now on. Okay? Yeah. because I'm the producer, editor, I'm the everything, right? So produce your show correctly.
Take into consideration the District of Columbia. That's based on estimates from senior officials who were briefing reporters on this decision that President Biden made. And he had faced some questions, Jake, over the last about 2 years or so since he took office about when he was going to take action on this particular step. And officials told reporters today it was a decision that had been on his mind for some time, one he is now moving toward doing. You're right, it is not the full decriminalization that some people have called for, but it is a significant step and a very big shift for the federal government to take this step, Jake. And he is also, in addition to that, encouraging governors to consider taking the same step for people who were convicted on state offenses, on state charges, to also take a step and looking at the people who have been convicted of simple marijuana possession. And Jake, it might be that last part that is also incredibly significant that you talked about there when it comes to the Schedule 1 drugs, and asking the HHS, the Department of Health and Human Services, and the Attorney General to look into how that is considered, because obviously fentanyl is not even considered a Schedule 1 drug, and you've seen the deaths that has caused, especially in teenagers in the United States. So that's a major step there. We'll see how that review goes. And when the president talked about why he was doing this, Jake, he said in a statement that sending people to prison for possessing marijuana has upended too many lives and incarcerated people for conduct that many states no longer prohibit. Criminal records for marijuana possession have also imposed needless barriers to employment, housing, educational opportunities. And Jake, he notes that while white and black and brown people use marijuana at similar rates, black and brown people have been arrested, prosecuted, and convicted at disproportionate rates. And Jake, he is working to...
I'm not going to lie, but that picture of Biden, is that not the widest you've ever seen his eyes open? I feel like his eyes are always closed. I mean, if I was to put up a picture right now of Jeff Dunham's, the old man, I mean, it's identical. But I've never seen his eyes so wide. It's like they shot him up with some caffeine before that picture.
To change that with this decision today.
What do you think Kamala Harris is going through right now, right? I saw a meme of her like holding her head, and it was like right after this happened, and it was like after you spend your entire term or time in politics putting people away for simple marijuana crimes, that now you're the person that you're working for is going to legalize it and basically shit on everything that you did. At the end of the day, are they actually going to do anything that they say? Are they going to do it? I hate this talk, you know? Do what you say, okay? You say it, you do it, period. Why? Because that used to be me. And guess what happened? People stopped believing me. People just gave up. Oh, well, he says he's going to do, he says he's going to do, he doesn't. So therefore, fuck it. I'm not going to ask anymore. He's obviously not going to do it, but he keeps telling me he's going to. I agree with you 1,000%. Did I agree with them when I was in it? No. I was like, you're an asshole and fuck you. Now, I'm like, nope, I was the asshole and fuck me, right? Because I was. I say and I didn't do. Well, I don't agree with that. And I want more people in my life that say and do. If you're not going to do, don't say anything. It's cool. It's actually even better if you're just like, I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. But don't say and then don't do. Because that, God, that gets right under my skin. All right. So somebody decided to do a federal crime. And I don't know if this has been updated or not. But to steal catalytic converters from the United States postal system, I mean, granted, they hit UPS too, but those are federal trucks. So you committed a federal crime. And, you know, the same thing goes with, like, you know, when people are like, oh, I don't have my ID, but I'm 22 and I have a rewards in the system. I'm like, I can't serve you. Why? Because you just told me you don't have your ID. That's a federal crime. When a parent comes in and goes, yeah, I'm buying for my kid. Or they got the person on, or they're in the, oh my God. That's a federal crime, people. Selling flavored Juul pods is a federal crime. One rule I always have, and I've done my stupid shit. I get it. Try to stay as far away from committing a federal crime as possible. UPS, not really a federal crime. It's going to be a criminal investigation. It's definitely a crime. It could be a felony, but still not a federal crime. When you fuck with the United States postal system, mailboxes, shit like that, people's mail, just opening somebody else's mailbox is a federal crime. So like me and my friends, I've had like letters. I leave it front step on the door. I have never, well, I can't say that. I used to go around stealing packages out of mailboxes in my early teens, and I've blown a few mailboxes up, and I've hit a few mailboxes with baseball bats while in a car. So yes, I've done damage, right? I caused damage to federal property in a sense, but it was personal property, so I don't know exactly what happens there. But you open up the mailbox, you touch the mail, that's a federal crime. And I'm pretty sure everything I just mentioned is a federal crime as well. But man, I don't know if the person thought of this. I just don't. I'm wondering if they did, but let's hear what they have to say. Maybe there's some more information I don't know.
Manchester police say the UPS on Brown Avenue reported 27 converters stolen from trucks. The thefts believed to have happened over the weekend, but discovered Monday. Hooksett police say the U.S. Postal Service reports converters were removed from postal trucks there as well. It's not known how many were stolen from that location.
And mind you, at the same time, they're still in the middle of getting rid of these old trucks to get the new ones, which still hasn't happened.
It's a problem being seen nationwide.
Yeah, so basically they just need to be able to get under here and cut.
Alan Atta, owner of Attaboys Auto, says the process of stealing these converters can be loud, but it is pretty quick. He says his customers have become victims as well.
His insurance totaled the car because they didn't want to pay for it. So it's not easy, It's very expensive.
Oh my God, I didn't even think of that. Instead of the insurance company paying to have your catalytic converter replaced, if it's too old, they'll just total the car. Then you're fucked. You're out of a car. Now you got to buy a car. I mean, I'm pretty sure somebody would take that as a trade-in, right? But they won't. See, another thing insurance company won't pay for. Absolute. What are we paying for? What are we paying for?
And it's hard enough to put food on the table now. Never mind having to pay for something you already had.
Right.
Atta says it's an expensive problem. Thieves could sell the converters for $100 because of the metals they contain, sometimes costing car owners $1,000 or more to replace the part. Atta says there are ways to protect your car. He sells shields you can place underneath.
The shield that you would want to put on it would cover the exhaust.
Atta also recommends parking in a garage or somewhere with cameras.
It's just absolutely
right now we're
horrible.
not sure if
oh, wait a minute.
the thefts in Manchester and Hooksett are related. Live in Manchester, Grace Finerman,
Yeah, so on top of that, when I had my catalytic converter replaced, not because it was stolen, but because I got a code on my car, it was one of my Subarus, saying that my catalytic converter was throwing a code, it was bad. So I had to talk to this company and get a replacement catalytic converter. And then I told the company I'm ready to ship it back. They said, we don't want it. It's too expensive to ship back. Keep it. And I was like, wow, this is really cool. So I took that catalytic converter and I had to go to a shop in Manchester, actually, with the catalytic converter. But I had to show proof of the car, proof that I owned it. And then he was looking over the catalytic converter. Now, I bought this off of eBay, right? For $189. It was under $200 for the catalytic converter. How much do you think I got for it? $340. I didn't say shit. Because I was like, oh, wow, he's really looking at it. He's looking it over. I'm like, I'm probably going to get like $100 for this thing, right? Nope. $340 is what I got for that catalytic converter that I spent $189 on. And here's the fucking shit kicker. It wasn't even bad. What happened is my catalytic converter on the old Subaru Legacy, there are threading in the engine, the manifold, right? On the engine block, I should say. On the engine block, there's threads inside of it. The catalytic converter sits on the engine block, and then the bolts go through and go up and go into that threading and thread into the actual engine block. One of the threads gave out, so the bolt fell out. So the catalytic converter had some air, and that's what was causing my farting. It was causing the code to be thrown, and it was also causing me to, it was going to cause me to fail inspection, which is why I had to get rid of it in the first place. But yeah, blew my mind. This is why people are stealing them. But my thing is, where are they taking them? If I had to go through all of those steps, now, did I just go to a garage that does it right? Is that, because I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I did. Maybe I just found a garage that does it right. And these people that are stealing the catalytic converters are going to a place that doesn't do it right. I mean, Jesus Christ. We're all suffering right now, and you can't afford a hit like this today. Most people can't afford a $500 incident. That's anything, absolutely anything going wrong that could cost you $500 right now, right in this moment. I think it's about 65-70% of people right now can't handle that. And I'm on that list. You hit me with a $500, I couldn't even handle a $185 broken window. Had to put it on a charge card. And you need a catalytic converter, and you need to have it put on. You're looking at $300, $400, $500, and then insurance isn't going to cover it. They're going to total your car. Now you have to buy a new fucking car. What if your car was paid off? Now you have a payment. I mean, we could go on for days and weeks about how bad everything is right now. Let's see. So this one, wow. Couple makes a mammoth of a discovery after an Alaskan storm. This I thought was friggin' cool. You know how I like dinosaurs and all this space stuff, and I just thought this would be really neat. I haven't read into or even watched this yet, so let's go.
The historic storm that slammed into western Alaska weeks ago impacted thousands, destroying property and upending lives. But that same storm surge, as devastating as it was, revealed what once was covered.
Yeah, we're about,
what the hell's
we
with
never
the
had
sound?
a storm like that in years. It sure eat up the bank.
That's Joseph Nasick and his wife Andrea from Elam, Alaska.
We usually go walk the day after a storm,
looking for bones and artifacts, and well, 2 weeks ago, the couple hit the Jurassic jackpot.
Look at the size of that.
Maybe about 75 yards apart, and she told me she found a bone, and I asked her if it was whole, and she said, yeah. So I looked over, and it was over half her height, and I got all excited.
Here's a picture of Andrea and that bone she found.
As I was lifting it up out of the mud, I thought to myself, it's kind of heavy. So I kept lifting it up. And I told my husband I found a huge bone, and he asked if it was whole. I looked at it and I said, yeah.
That's
he
like
got
a...
excited.
Yes, right. Just look at the size of that mammoth
That's
femur.
a hip.
It's as big as her son. Joseph had to backpack it out. And
So
get
what's-
this.
This is my wife's first time walking, and it's been a few
bone
years
is
since I started walking.
So this was beginner's luck? Well, it's not the only thing the two have found.
We found anything from toe bones to vertebrae.
Oh, wow.
Partials of skull. And
Look at the array of all these artifacts. And this big mammoth bone, it's not their biggest find. Check out this blue mammoth
carrying
tusk.
a car. We went across the bay right after Murdoch, and we found a 105-pound, 7-foot blue tusk.
Extremely rare, only 2% of fossilized tusks are blue because of vivianite, an iron phosphate. Not only rare, but valuable.
Depending on the state and
What?
the wholeness.
Oh, so they're
somewhere
probably rich
between
now.
20 and upwards of $70,000.
Wow. So this blue find, that's life-changing money.
70 grand?
For us.
And Joseph and Andrea could use the money like all of us. They're not alone.
My wife.
Look at this
and I
guy with
have
the
been married
glasses.
for 4 years, and we have 4 children.
It's pretty magical. Even this guy,
Aw.
River, needs room and some FaceTime.
His name is River.
Hey, River, how you doing?
We're living in an apartment here in Elam, and we're hoping to build our own house.
The bone that's going to buy a home. So the storm that took homes is, at least for these two, going to build a home. And that's the all good news.
Wow. What? A Blue Tusk worth $70,000? Holy shit. That's awesome. See? I bring you a lot of stuff to think about, real heavy, and then I hit you with some light. You know? Some light, fun stuff. And I just think that's great. I'd never heard of that. I've never heard of any of this. And that, I'm not a doctor, and I know I don't know the anatomy or the bone structure or the names of them. I think that, right, isn't the top, it connects into the hip, down to the knee. That's not the humerus, right? Is that the femur? Or is the femur on the arm? Is this the femur? I don't know. But that looks like it goes into a socket, right? Isn't that? No, I don't know. Anyways, I thought it went into a socket. Let's do this one real quick. Let's see what we got here. All right. And boop. This I saw on Twitter. I don't even know what to think anymore. This AI, these robots that they are coming out with today, absolutely insane. If we're not wiped off the face of the planet because of the people that are in charge of us, then I don't know if these things are going to attack us or take over, but boy, oh boy, I am a little frightened by the technology that is coming up, because I really do see like Terminator shit happening. But check this out. So this is engineered robots, and this robot is going to take a breath of fresh air and wake up. Look at this shit. Starts wiggling its shoulder like it's got a tight joint. And it breathes. It took a breath. It has no lungs. It's not actually breathing. But it did just act as if it was breathing. Look at it. Look at its movements. The agility. Look at it. It just did a breathing thing again. I have never seen one of even the iRobots or whatever the fuck they are, Dynamics. I've never even seen, look at that, smiling, the facial. Let's just let that roll one more time. It freaks me out. Look at how I'm moving my shoulder. Same. The way it moves the neck and the head and the arms, and then like when it puts the shoulders back, the chest comes out. The shoulders come in, the chest goes in. I mean, it just gives me goosebumps. Why is it breathing? Why? Is it gonna need to? I mean, look at its smile. It's so fucking creepy, dude. You can't tell me that's not creepy as fuck. What? What? I mean, we've been watching the robots from Boston Dynamics do jumps and parkour and all this shit. And like even from the first videos like 5 years ago compared to the videos today, they're definitely got a lot more agility to them. They're making further jumps. They're doing barrel rolls. They're doing all kinds of shit now, right? This is the most realistic thing I've ever seen. Why is it breathing? But also, all the movement that it makes is so human-like. I'm like, oh, okay, that's the one. That thing gets a brain, it's like over for us. You know, they might start shuffling them into Starbucks or anybody trying to unionize because we know how bad that is. I am kidding. Please set up unions. Make sure you get paid what you need to. I'm pro union if that's what you want. I always work for corporations that don't have unions, but these could replace you. Did you see that movement? The way it's doing things? It's trying to be human-like. They're programming them to be human-like. For what? So what? They can, like, work amongst us? You get somebody that starts talking union, they're like, get out of here. Welcome, Robot 2. And then Robot 2 comes in, and they don't care. They don't even have to leave the building. They can make coffee and serve it all night. No sleep, no pissing, no shitting, no nothing, no complaining. They're just programmed to do. I mean, this is what's going to take our jobs. You don't have to worry about anybody else taking your job. These things here are going to take our jobs. Yeah, they are. You watch. One day, they'll be, they got the self-driving trucks. That'll take away truck drivers one day. They got, once they do all the self-driving shit, I mean, you're not going to need a driver. You've already got robots assembling stuff. So we just need robots that can do like service. Now, I think that was it. But what a wild thing to see. It blew my mind. It gave me goosebumps. A lot of these things give me goosebumps because I'm like, oh, that's kind of freaky, or that's so cool, or I hear a good story. Sometimes that gives me goosebumps too. But I just want to thank everybody for, hanging in. Thank you. It's been I think it's about 2.5 years now on this pod, and it's been a lot of fun. So thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you to the new subscribers. You are what keeps me coming back week after week. And of course, if you're completely new to the podcast, don't forget to subscribe, all right? It's the one thing I'm asking everybody to do. Click, smash, stomp on that subscribe button. Of course, if you want to do a little bit more, give a thumbs up if you enjoyed the videos. Leave comments. I appreciate it. Of course, if you want to get advice or if you want to be on the podcast, leave an email, talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. That's talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. And if you want to follow me, I'm on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. Go give a follow. I always appreciate it. And with that all being said, I hope you have an enjoyable rest of your Thursday. Have a happy Halloween. Be safe out there. You know, I don't think they're doing all this crap with the candy and stuff, but be cautious, be kind, and enjoy your weekend, all right? And as always, I will talk to you later.